and welcome to the Ratchet block. I hope you're excited as I am for the Ratchet block. We've got some great quality games coming up. We've got Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. Good quality game done by a bad speedrunner, but that's completely fine. Then we've got Ratchet Deadlock with Fireproof NAS. Quality game right there. And then Mobius with Ratchet and Clank Future of Cracking Time. I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope you guys are as well. I'm KaptainFabulous, and welcome to Ratchet and Clank Free. It's gonna be a blast.
Alrighty. Softman25 here, going to be hosting just for this run, leaving it to a couple of other rackers for the next couple. We're just going to fill in here, be reading donations and all of that. Just before we do start, did have a couple of donations during that little intermission, which I'll just quickly read here and do the applications to the incentives page. Haven't done that just yet. Nika Sarge donated $22, putting that donation towards 100% in Untitled Goose Game. Alley Cat is an amazing runner and deserves a chance to shine unhindered by a blundering amateur. For context, person donating is the quote-unquote blundering amateur, but I'm sure it'll be fine if 2P1C gets in. I'll be putting a bit of money towards 2P1C, because I think it's going to be a blast. Grace donated $21.62, saying, "Hey Speedsters, it's your gal Grace. Good marathon so far. I'd like to put this donation towards 100% for Untitled Goose Game, being run by fellow Riptide, Team Cat, Alley Cat. Hi Alley." And we also just got a quick $43.37 donation by Everyday Aussie with no comment, but of course, thank you very much to all. With that out of the way, I'll handle the timer. Count us in whenever you're ready, and away we go.
Alright, so we have the first load. And then we start on the first frame that Ratchet's available, which is usually about 5 seconds when you see the planet. So there's 3 loading screens. This is the third one. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. A little early, but it's fine. Whoop. Alright. So here on Velden, first planet, we have to set up our menu quickly with quick select, charge boots, and all that jazz. Then we do our first proxy. I'll probably have more time to explain proxies later, but Velden is a very intense planet straight away. So instead of taking the traditional path, we go here to the left and go over this way. And there's the trigger for the next part of the planet. You're supposed to go the normal path, but there's an invisible trigger that takes you over here. And we have to die here. Thank you, Fireproof. We have to die in a specific way here, such that we die into the trigger, because it should prepare us for a wrong warp in the next planet. Hopefully we get it. It's called Quark Warp, and it should be fairly self-explanatory. But after here, we just have to do another proxy, which is where we charge into this wall. Charge boots being one of the major mechanics of the game. And then we do a whip jump over here, and I messed it up, but it's fine. It's easily recoverable. I'm just going to bust out the runner here just in case. And I'm splitting for some reason. We're on to the next planet. Okay. So now we're on to Florana. If Florana is set up correctly, it's going to be done in 26 seconds, including this load time. But it has a tendency to not work, and I don't think it will. I don't think I got the right spot. Oh, I did. Go me. So we just warped straight to the boss battle, which is the last part of this map. You're supposed to go through a whole casual way. It's a whole thing that we ignore normally. Gotta split. But because of that wrong warp that we set up, we just go straight to the end. 26 seconds of a planet that normally takes about 5 minutes casually. So now, VR training. I've been messing up VR training in practice. Oh boy. But here we go to a cutscene. And then we have to go over here. And we go out of bounds for the first time using turret clips. We just use a weapon called turrets. Place them in a way that, if you do it right, pushes you out of bounds. And now we're out of bounds for the first time. And we're just going to go over here. Oh, I'm confused as to what happened there. It looked really laggy. But that's fine. So we go over here. We're still out of bounds. Go for this wall, and we hit the cutscene trigger. Now we're supposed to go to Marcadia, But now we're going to sequence break the game by going into VR training, which is something we're supposed to get like 4 or 5 planets ahead. But that's time that we can just skip, so why don't we just do that instead? We go over here, I set up because I don't know how to do this, and we do a whip jump over here to this swing shot set. And there we go. We do another turret clip. So we're not supposed to be here yet, and we're given the swing shot. But we don't actually have it in our inventory yet, it's just in our quick select. But for now, we go over here, do this turret clip here that lets us do a whip jump, go over here, and clip through here. And that's VR training. Alright, so now with that done, we head on to Dax, which is a planet we're not supposed to be doing now, but we sequence breaked, obviously. So Dax is an intense planet. There's hyperswing hovers, proxies, all sorts of jazz. I'm gonna mess up something, but hey, it's gonna be a fun planet nonetheless. Alright, so now we do another neutral long jump. I didn't get waterless, as is tradition. I didn't get the helipack speed, but that's fine. We go over here, we're out of bounds again, technically. And we do a hyperswing hover by holding neutral on the analog stick. We're able to keep a lot of our momentum. And because of that, we're able to just go really far with a hyperswing hover, which you're normally not supposed to be able to do. Here's the warship. We're supposed to do a triple weave on this guy, where we shoot our shot cannon. Shot cannon weave is another mechanic I need to explain. It's where the shot cannon, you can charge up your shot cannon, and it shoots out a beam. But it actually has, it's not just a constant beam that will fire in a single spot. It actually leaves trail behind, and because of that, you're able to weave it in and out, and it does damage multiple times per charge. That was right side, but I messed up the proxy. That was right side Dax, this is left side Dax. Okay, I'm not even going to bother doing that again. I'm just going to do it the old school way, because this is a marathon. We go up here and we just spam the X button up there, and we get pushed up here. And then we just go over here, and then we get the trigger. We went out of bounds again. I know I'm not explaining it that well, but I try. That was really bad. 20. Alright, so that's Dax. Now we're on to Abani Gemini. Abani Gemini is a fairly simple planet. It's unique though. It's not a flat planet like all the other ones are. It's spherical instead. Because of that, the gravity applies differently. And with charge boots, you're supposed to spam them. So every time that you can, you do the charge again to keep the maximum speed. Otherwise, you lose your speed. But in the spherical planet, you're able to just keep the same speed consistently. I messed that up, so I'll just do this. So instead of having a spam charge, we can just hold charge constantly, and we can just, we travel at the same speed. If you have a quick donation to sneak in while we're here, this planet is fairly simple.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got Dan MCD donated $16.28, saying rack block. Good luck, Captain Fabulous. Just as a reminder, we do have a set of incentives. There's a few coming up. The main one that's coming up right now is the Untitled Goose Game category bid war with, pardon me, 2-player, 1 controller, any percent glitchless. Currently ahead by about $70, $60-$70 of 100%. So donations in for that. That's going to be in a few hours from now. And there's a few others as well, of course. I'll just pop the link quickly into the chat and kick back over.
Thank you. So now we're done with Abani Gemini. We move on to Blackwater City. Blackwater City is the first planet which has missions in, well, you have missions throughout, but you have missions that you have to do with the Galactic Rangers. and there are like a few sets of them per planet. So we go into mission 1. This one we have to parachute down. You may also notice the rockets are flying straight up. Before I started, I prepared the game in such a way that the rockets will always shoot up instead of shooting towards me. It just means that they won't hit me and do damage, and I don't have to pay attention for that little bit of extra time. Alright, so straight away we want to rhino these enemies that are right here. The rhino being a weapon that basically nukes all the enemies. And then we want to shoot these ships. These ships are crucial, and I'm hitting none of them. That's great. They're crucial in terms of when the enemies spawn. So you notice on the third one here, I'll shoot it, and then the next set of enemies will immediately start spawning. Right now I'm using the Rift Ripper to get rid of these enemies as quickly as possible, and I'm turning away to not look at it directly because it induces a lot of lag. So we want to reduce lag. This game can be very laggy for the PS3 port. So yeah, we want to reduce lag by not looking at the Rift Ripper as much as possible. Alright, so now we're on to mission 2, where we have to defend the bridge. This one's another one where you have to just kill the enemies and then ships will spawn. You have to just memorize how many enemies you have to kill. So that was 2 left, then it'll be 1 right, 2 right, and then the ships spawn, and you want to quickly kill these ships. And then Rift Ripper them as soon as possible. You want to drop the clip of the Rift Ripper, which is 16 shots, and then switch out immediately for the Shock Cannon. The Shock Cannon is what's used next to clear a bunch of enemies to set up the next part of the mission 3. So we're on to mission 3. We go over here, we stand in the middle, and we need to clear all these enemies. So Shock Cannon Weave does that, and we get rid of them all. Now we have to wait for these Galactic Rangers to come down. Once they go into their set point, you fire off the Plasma Storm, which is a really good speedrunning weapon. I actually got that. I've been missing that. So the Plasma Storm is just a coil of electricity, basically, that travels over a distance, and any enemies that comes within its range, it will shoot a bolt directly at it. I missed one. Of course I did. It's really good for clearing out enemies really quickly. So yeah, it's used very oftenly in these planets specifically. So now we're on to Marcadia. We have to go back to Marcadia because we need to get a thing called the Vid Comic, which allows the story to progress through triggers, obviously. But we need that in order to get Annihilation Nation, which we got like a mission for Annihilation Nation, but not the coordinates for Annihilation Nation. So I missed that. Okay, I need to do another proxy here, and this one's not fun, and I got it second try. I normally get it second try, thankfully. So we go into this ship here, and we go into the first set of 5 missions. That was like a whole linear part of Marcadia we're supposed to normally do. You're supposed to go through, kill enemies, and then go here and do a set of missions. But we skipped all of that and just come straight to the missions immediately. So now we have to do the same thing again. We have to clear out all of these ships. That's right, it's this one. I keep forgetting the spawns because they keep changing. So you have to clear out these ships as quickly as possible. I really forgot all these spawns. Wow, that wasn't good. So then the next ship should spawn here. And then I have to just clear out these remaining enemies. And that's mission 1 done. I'm switching back to the turrets because they're used later. Alright. Oh, and this is also the only time you'll get a break, is on mission 4, where it is 2 minutes where you have to defend some Galactic Rangers from dying, but it is mind-numbingly easy that it is, you can just AFK at some points and you will not fail the mission, thankfully. Alright, there we go. So that was the intent there. I'm supposed to kill those ships as soon as they spawn, because they will trigger the next set of enemies to spawn. I'm really missing these ships today, but that's fine. I'm making myself look bad on purpose, guys. Alright. But yeah, once we get to the 2-minute auto-scroller, there will be plenty of time for donations or plugs if you will have any. But I'll mention that when we get to them. So last ship for mission 2, who come from this side. And then after this, we won't need the sniper rifle. We've been using the sniper rifle a lot. but we won't need it for quite a while actually. Mission 3. Oh my goodness. I play on inverted controls. Inverted controls make this turret here have ice mechanics. It is annoying as hell. But I still deal with it because I'm used to inverted controls ever since I was a kid when I was playing this game, so I will live with my sins. Alright, so we're here to... We only have to kill these flying ships here, the drop ships. There's 3 waves of them that we kill, that is, if we do it optimally. So there's one wave of just one, wave 2 is just one by itself, then oh no, there's 4 waves technically. So 2 that are by themselves, and then 2 waves of 2 ships, and you want to kill them as quickly as possible by leading your shots. You want to lead your shots in a particular way that doesn't hit them directly on the hitbox, because if you hit them on the hitbox, it doesn't work correctly. But yes, now we're up to the 2-minute auto-scroller. Yeah, auto-scroller. You got any donations, lay them out. Any plugs, go for it.
Lay it out, indeed we shall. Do have a $11.31 donation from Dill Wingo saying Rack Block Pog. I am personally a fan of the much superior Pog, which I will use this time to shout out quickly. It is the, of course, superior Pog-based emote. But of course, in the meantime, whilst I allow chat to show their love for Pog, we will go and quickly remind everyone that we're at the Australian Speedruns Marathon. We're raising money for Beyond Blue during this event, a fantastic charity devoted to the cause of raising awareness, reducing the stigma surrounding mental health issues. We've raised almost $8,500, which is fantastic, and I do want to shout out again everyone who has been very generous, everyone who's stuck around during the runs, everyone who's hosted, ran, and so on. I'm sure I'll be saying that again later. But more importantly, right now, we're doing fantastic. If we can get to 10,000, I think we can get to 10,000 by the end of midnight. What do you think?
I reckon we can do that easily. Come on, guys. Let's hype this up. Let's get some donations in. Yeah!
I think it's definitely doable. It's very doable, and it'll be going to, as said, a fantastic cause. As said, we've got a couple of incentives coming up. There's the Untitled Goose Game bid war, which I just mentioned. There is also a couple of file names. Everything else is a bid war, so anyone's game, as it were. There's Summer Night 6, that's the old overnight run, picking the protagonist, Link to the Past, that's a file name, and Legend of Zelda OOT, another file name. So again, nothing particularly much. You can have a look at the sheet. I won't read it all out because that'll take quite a while. But plenty of options there, and as said, anyone's game, get involved. That's about it. Back to you.
Alrighty, no worries. Just in time. I just deft a beast there. It saves a little bit of time, but now we're on mission 5. Very simple. You just have to go to all of these bolt cranks, turn them, and you finish the mission. However, at the end of the mission, we want to set up a glitch called Ghost Ratchet. We will die in a particular way because there is a cutscene that immediately follows the completion. Well, not immediately, but soon follows the completion of this mission that will warp you out of any like mud that instantly kills you. And we'll put Ratchet in a state where he's technically dead, but technically not. And it allows for some really fun stuff. I just need to count myself in because I normally do that. I don't want to mess it up this time around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there we go. It's set up perfectly. I split again. So now we've got Ghost Ratchet. What do I mean by wacky stuff? Well, first of all, it means that I don't do the first time correctly, but now we can go through walls as if it was nothing. Because we're in a state... Oh, just double jump. There we go. I nearly... If you die here, you don't keep Ghost Ratchet. It is, and you have to do this as casually intended. That's a time sink. We don't want to. So... Yeah, because of that, we're able to go through this laser defense field facility as if we were a ghost. Now we go back to the Phoenix. We'll be coming here quite a few times. It's not Monka W. we come here a couple of times, but this time we need to use the vid comic, which will get us Annihilation Nation, which then we use to get the next planet after that, which is Holostar Studio, which is my personal hated planet, mainly because of the Terror of Talos. Many people probably don't like the Terror of Talos. I personally hate him with a fiery passion that I've never felt before. But you're normally supposed to do a vid comic in any percent, but in New Game Plus, you're allowed to just skip it by simply pressing on it with the X button and then pressing the confirm skip menu. So now we're on to Annihilation Nation. This is a whole planet that's dedicated to like arena battles and some platforming sections. But we only come here once to do one platforming section and one arena battle. Fairly simple. But when we first get here, we're going to be loaded into this mission, which is the incorrect one. It's for the Tira guys. We don't need that. So we just def abuse quickly there because it's quicker than using the menu. Hit the button. And then we just go into the mission we need. We won't do a falling neutral long jump. That's not on today's menu, guys. We go over here. Kill this guy because he can cause trouble. Mess up this proxy that I always mess up. And we just come up here. Now we'll do a falling neutral double jump. And we go over here. Now, normally you're supposed to def abuse here as well, but for my own mental safety, I'm getting this vid comic. It makes, instead of having to do the vid comic skip, I just skip it normally. It's just a little bit safer for me. But that's Annihilation Nation done. It's normally much quicker. I did it pretty poorly. Now, Holostar Studios. Oh my god. Okay, so it's divided up into two parts. You have Clank, who is your little robot power, and Ratchet. Clank is the worst part of it. You have to do a section. This part's fine. This part, you just have to go from one part to the other part. I have to use Scrunch. If you're good enough, you can do a trick called Scrunchless. I'm not going for Scrunchless though, because it is, as far as I've been told, not worth it for my current time. I have got a 36:29 PB. Current world record is 27:59, recently achieved by Zem92, who is an absolute rack. Oh, he's a self-proclaimed rack daddy. So for now, we're just gonna kill these robots, and we're just gonna get Scrunch over here, punch him so it cancels as an animation to eat the banana. Then we walk over here. If he comes onto the freaking platform, and then he'll run. He's normally a lot better behaved than this, but hey. So we go over here and we just shoot a banana. We normally need the little Gadgetbots to come over here and go into that little door. It opens up that little portal, that gate, laser field. Punch the monkey. Yes, we will always punch the monkey. So we'll just go over here, jump over this laser. We don't need them. As long as I don't mess this up. Yep, we got it. I'm prone to messing that up and wasting a whole minute of time. But we got that. We just jump against that over an invisible wall onto the platform. And now we're onto the Terror of Talos. I hate this guy with a hot passion, but I've gotten better at him. You want to stun lock him so that way he won't fly away, because after you get him past about a quarter HP, he's going to try to fly away and make you deal with his ninja bots. So if I stand about here, shoot him, he should fly over there, and then he'll drop. He'll try to fly away as soon as I hit him, but now I'm just going to stun lock him against this wall. And because of that, he just doesn't fly away, he doesn't get away, and I'm doing massive damage to him. And eventually, he will just drop as soon as I get him to no HP. And that's the end of the Clank section. It seems not that bad, but I've had times where the Terror of Talos is broken out of my stun and has just made massive headaches. Massive headaches. Now we're on to the Ratchet section. It's really simple and really quick, thankfully. We just get out of this quick cutscene. We shoot that just so they don't mess with us. And then we do another proxy. This proxy is sponsored by Nafe1234. He taught me how to do this. And then we just go over here and we charge and hyperstrike. And now we're onto a Barney Draco. Really simple.
Time for a quick donation then.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, we got our Bogan Demon who has donated the sum of $35.55, who says this marathon has been amazing so far. Rack block's going to be legendary and GL to the rest of the runners. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Alright. A Barney... Oh, wait, I'm supposed to do some... My mind went a little blank there for a second. A Barney Draco. Fairly simple planet in theory, but I terribly execute it most of the time. So we go over here. We have the gravity boots, so we're stuck to a lot of these platforms because they're magnetized. So we charge off of that. We have to do another charge off of a magnet strip here as well. Then we're going to clip out of bounds, and then we're just going to skip past the rest of the level to the boss fight. Really simple. I'm going to mess it up though. I hope you guys are ready. I got that part surprisingly. Oh, I normally use Ratchet's feet to line myself up, but I've got the snowman skin. Alright. Now, there we go. Okay. If you don't go wide enough against that orb, you will clip into the orb and you have to try to do that clip again, which is a pain. But thankfully, I missed it. So now this is Courtney Gears. We do a quick shock cannon weave to get her to low enough HP that she initializes this phase immediately instead of having to do damage to her. We just need to kill all of her dancer bots. And then after the second wave, she'll come out here and then we do rhino bombing. That's her dead. So what we did was we shot the Nitro Eruptor, and when it exploded, we fired the rhino into her at the same time, and it just dropped her HP by doing a massive amount of damage. Like a massive amount of damage. We'll use the exact same thing for the final fight, because it will do the most damage very quickly. But now we're on to Zeldrin Starport. I've got this split called Fitty. I won't get a Fitty. To explain, a Fitty, when you get to the final part of this planet, you have to do a... there's a counter or timer where you have to... Oh yeah, we clip out of bounds quickly. And we just go onto a platform, which is a cutscene trigger. And you'll notice here there's a timer. If you do it correctly, you can get just plain old 50 on your timer, or even less. I'm definitely not getting a 50 now. The timing is really, like, close. But I'll get another time instead, I guess. There we go. 46, so 5 seconds off. But anyway, that'll have to do... unfortunately, my run's invalid now. Unfortunately. What can you do? Metropolis now. So this is where me getting that vidcomic comes into play. We don't have to do vidcomic skip. We just have to... well, the vidcomic skip glitch anyway. We just have to spam X and triangle a bunch of times. There we go. So now we skipped 3 vidcomics, and now we're heading to Metropolis. Metropolis is a very fun planet. It's got a backtrack, which I'm only going to go for once. And if I mess it up, I'm not doing it because it's too much of a time thing. But for now, we're going to go there. The whole plot is Clank has been replaced with a evil robot in Holostar Studio called Clank, who is under control of the main enemy, Dr. Nefarious. So we have to go and find Clank and then battle Clank. But Clank is really easy. We don't have to worry about him. The main part is getting there in the first place. So we do a neutral long jump over there. We avoid a cutscene because of it. And then we get this, which is a proxy. And then we have to do a whip jump over here. And then here is the trigger for Clank. You do 1, you do 2, you do 3. He's dead. Alright, let's see if I can get this backtrack. We have to go over to this lamppost over here. Jump on top of it and then spam whip as quickly as we can. There we go. Now, the reason why we have to spam it so hard is because if we miss and we drop, like even if we just drop a little bit, because we don't spam it fast enough, we fall into the death plane and immediately just die. I didn't get the proper way of doing the backtrack, so this is the other backtrack that you can do. But you just whip jump over here, and that's Metropolis done. So now we're on to Crash Site. Crash Site is super simple. It's simply a whip jump towards one part of the planet. So that way we can get to a cutscene that triggers the next set of planets. And then we whip jump back. So you might have time for a quick donation if you've got one, or plugs if you need to do them.
No, not donations just at the moment, but you know, it's definitely worth giving it a Beyond Blue another quick plug because cannot be plugged enough. Fantastic charity that we're raising money for throughout ASM at the moment, raising awareness and reducing the stigma surrounding mental health related issues. Look, I mean, as said before, we're over $8,500 thanks to Bone Demons donation. Huge amount. I mean, I think we can get to 9,000 for the end of rank block and 10,000 for the end of the day. I'll certainly be putting a bit of cash through a little bit later, and I do invite everyone. Oh no.
You sound tired.
But yeah. Yeah, definitely invite everyone to join me in regards to that. Let's get to 10k before the end of the day.
Let's do it, guys. Yeah, I died there unnecessarily. I went way too early. I should have been more patient, but I'm an impatient bugger. So I lost a bit of time there, nothing too drastic. Now, this is the part that's going to be interesting. No, I'm not even going to do it fast. I'm doing it slow. If you have to quickly... So we're on Iridian now, technically, but we don't have to do it at all. We completely skip it. But when you go into the ship, it's going to put the Iridia planet as your next selected one. Normally, we just spam X to go straight to it. But I've had multiple times where I've I've dropped an input. Yes, I'm blaming dropped inputs. And it takes me to Iridia, and I've lost 19 seconds to that because it takes 19 seconds to load. And I'm pretty sure I lost PB because of that once. So never again. So now we're into Quark's hideout. This is one of in Ratchet 1, the end of your planet is normally right near the start of your planet. A lot of this principle has been taken out in Ratchet 3, mainly taking teleporters instead. This is one of the planets where that philosophy in game design comes back. So we go over here, we're out of bounds. We do a whip jump over here. And then we cancel over here. And now we're at the end of the planet. We just go over here, we talk to Quark, who's been hiding out like a coward, which is part of the plot. And then we just go back. And that's literally all we have to do. And now we're on to Phoenix Rescue. So we're immediately loaded in. We don't have to load that one, thankfully. So this one, there's two things that I'm trying to get here. One's called Instaclip. I'm not going to get it. Another thing's called, I don't know what it's called. It's where you do a neutral falling side flip into a delayed long jump, and you're able to get a huge amount of distance because of it. I'm not going to get it, though. I say that now. Probably am going to get it, but hey, let's hope for the best here. So side flip. You're supposed to do exactly that, but you're supposed to have a huge amount of speed and go all the way across. But for now, we're just going over here. We go to the cutscene trigger. Now this is Instaclip. If I get it, I barely missed it. You're supposed to drop a mini turret behind you. You continuing your momentum as well as the turrets, and you're hoping that the turret will land right behind you, push you out of bounds, and you can just continue. But I missed it, so now we have to do that. Now, every time we go into the ship, we have to press down, so that way we actually don't go to Iridia. If I ever go to Iridia during this run, which thankfully there's only one more opportunity for me to do that, I'm going to cry on stream. But anyway, we're on to Koros. with Chorus Proxy. This one is a fairly hard proxy. See, that's not the hard part. I just messed that up. It's not the proxy that is hard. It is the whip jump you have to do afterwards. So let's hope for the best here. Good. So now we have to do a whip jump in such a way that... I'm just lining myself up. That's not what's intended, but we'll go with that for now. Okay, I'm gonna have to do... This is gone. Chorus always goes bad for me when I'm live streaming. It always goes bad for me, but hey. Alright, so... We go over here... And then we just whip jump over here. And we use the wall to push us up so that way we clip back into the floor. And then we just go over here to the trigger. And now we're on to the last planet. So now we just need to go to the ship. And we're on to Command Center. So now we have to do Command Center, which is pretty intense. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. Even right at the end. You can die right at the end and lose minutes if you're pretty bad. No. So here, hopefully I get this. We're going to do a neutral side... Okay, I messed it up. Hoping to do a neutral side flip, but it didn't work. So we're just going to go over here. We have to do a proxy that will get us up to another platform. I've been practicing this, and I've been messing it up. So hey, we can continue in the tradition as per normal here. This proxy is annoying because the timing is a little precise. Very precise. Or I'm just bad. I can take both, really, at this point. I'm going to do the old way and hope for the best. Hoping. There we go. So now we go out of bounds here. Jump over here. Oh, no, 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 no. You're not doing this to me, game. Okay, the game did it to me. Okay. I got on top of it, but I slipped off. I'm blaming the fact that I'm a snowman. Yeah, Command Center is a planet which takes as much as it gives to you. You can do it perfectly and you'll get an amazing time. But at the same time, you can mess it up and it will just immediately eat you because of it. This has gone really bad. I've been practicing a lot of this. It's just gone horrible. There we go. So you're supposed to land on that thing there. Oh, I nearly didn't have the whip out. Oh my god. You're supposed to land on that thing there and then wrench swing up to the next platform. Okay. Now we have to do a whip jump. This whip jump's annoying. You have to do it in a certain spot. Otherwise, you won't whip jump. You'll just press the L1 button, basically. And now we go over here. We do another neutral long jump into this cutscene trigger. And now we're on to the last part of this game. Time will be coming up soon. So now we're doing the nefarious fight. There's two phases. Oh, there's three phases. So you have to do the first phase, which is just him throwing out a bunch of weapons. You just do a bunch of shot cannon weaving. The next phase, you have to chase him down, and then we'll rhino bomb him, and he will just drop a lot of HP. Then the next one is the bio obliterator, and that will be when time comes up. We have to fire 16 shots if you do it correctly, so it's going to be about 20 shots. But that will come up soon. So here we're just shot cannon weaving him. There is a way to one cycle him, but why would I learn that? That's just a quicker strat. Alright, so we go over here, and then he'll start following us. We have to wait there, because otherwise he will just stay there if we don't wait for him. Now we drop a bunch of mini turrets, and then rhino bomb him. You see his HP bar is just melting away. If you do it right, that is. If you do it right, that is. I'm missing a lot of these. Hang on. There we go. Alright. So time will be coming up very soon. It'll be when the bio obliterator explodes, so hopefully it's 16 shots. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 time. May I ask what the time was?
37:38.
Not bad. Okay. That's actually pretty good. I'm pretty happy about that. Alrighty, thank you guys for watching. Quick shout out, Zem92. He's had the Day One tutorial series. Really good if you want to get into Ratchet and Clank running. The Rixer has the movement guide, the fundamentals you need to learn about Ratchet and Clank movement, including Ratchet and Clank 1 as well. If you want to get into that, we've got the Ratchet and Clank Discord. If you want to find it, we've got tons of resources on there, tons of great people there. General shout out to the community, Scottabozo, Duingo, Torpedo, Nave1234. A lot of the proxies were sponsored by him since he taught me them. But other than that, thank you guys for being here. I hope you enjoyed the run. And I hope you guys are ready for the next run coming up. Fireproof NAS with Ratchet Deadlock. It's going to be great. Top bloke, top speed run. I look forward to watching it. I look forward to seeing you guys there. And that's all from me.
Alright, thank you very much for that run. As said, coming up next is Deadlocked, so stick around, stay tuned, and have a good evening here from the hosting station. Cheers, take care.